Welcome in, everyone. Happy to have you back. Hi, I'm Chef JT. Getting a few things cleaned up here. Beginning a stream. How are we all this lovely Sunday? Thorough overcast here today. Keeps sort of threatening to rain lately without real actual rain. Hello, JK. Welcome in, Soph. Hello, Nan Reader. Thank you for that resub, T. Welcome back. Hi, they can see me. We'll be doing lasagna tonight. After I get... let's get this sink drained out and actually start in on coffee and stuff here. Yeah. So I have pre-made lasagna noodles. I was thinking when I made tonight's dinner plan, I was going to do fresh lasagna noodles, which is not all that difficult. I have these to use, might as well use them. So it's a little bit different of a setup. I'm basically going to make sure that I have all of my setup for all my different layers ready to go. And then, as the pasta boils, we'll make our layers. And then it's got to bake. Part of this is also the massive amount of sun-dried tomatoes I already have in my home. So, what's everyone else's favorite type of lasagna? I seem to change it up most of the time. I'm rocking my mic cord down like I got a chain wallet or something here. Butter chicken lasagna? That does sound tasty. Cottage cheese was also in my plans for tonight, but I ended up with ricotta because it was decently priced. I probably have too much ricotta, but I'm not a huge heavy ricotta fan because typically it dries out in the cooking of the lasagna and it sort of becomes this like cheesecake layer, but not like a good cheesecake, like a, yeah. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Appreciate your company. Cheers. I'm hoping I'm going to make things saucy enough tonight, and I'm using, pre-made pasta. So I'm going to boil it and then put things together so there's even more water involved. I'm hopeful that we'll have enough. I'm also planning on doing this in a proper pan. Where do we start with things tonight? Let's see. Pasta we don't have to make ahead of time. Pork is up there in the amount of time that we need to do. Bechamel is up there in the time we need to do. Tomatoes, we need to blend up the tomatoes. I'm staring off into space, if you're wondering what I'm doing. Perhaps I can stare off to space at all of you. I don't know. We're going to continue using up all of these sun-dried tomatoes that I have here. But I've also got some other things to throw in the mix. We've got marinara left over from before. And we have heirloom tomatoes, both refrigerated and unrefrigerated, in the house that need to be used up. So it's going to be a combination of those three things for our tomato-based layer. Thank you for the follow. So we'll start off with that leftover marinara sauce from chicken parm night. Why that didn't get consumed with the garlic bread from the other night, I don't know. But it didn't. Let's see. My hand's slippery and this slip. Oh, I did get it open. And then heirloom tomato, or sun-dried tomatoes galore here. Okay, don't pull off stem. I'll just tomato sharky out using and take out that suspect crack next to it. I'm just gonna is this even usable over here? I'm gonna say no. We'll get rid of that too. Let's see here. We can use you in a bit. We can throw you in with the tomato sauce. Yes, I'm talking to the onion. Let's give that a spin. Actually, let's throw a little olive oil in there too. Do I have any in this bottle still? Thank you for the follow. Mute for the blender. Welcome in, Master of Splits. Gonna give this one more spin around. Dangerous leaving that door open down below. That was almost a very painful turnaround. Am I going to TwitchCon this year? I'm not planning to, no. I've been sort of going every other year. I know it's the big 10-year hubbub, but I don't really see anything. They're not saying anything that's all that special about it this year. It's a little like I'm gonna drive down if I'm going down there, and some of the things that like I'm gonna drive down there and I'm basically gonna park my vehicle and it's gonna be parked. Like, the parking system down there is ridiculous, and so like I'm not gonna be walking all over the place or that sort of a thing and all of that. It is just not the place to be doing that. Like, as it is, you go down there and you stay in the gas lamp and pay to park there. It's, you know, like $75 a night. Something ridiculous like that. It sounds like they're actually having a food and drink meetup for once there. That's nice. It was sort of annoying going last year and them having, you know, 2 giant, like, classroom-sized areas for meet and greets. Them having meet and greets for everything under the sun but food and drink. Alright, so we got our pasta, we got a pasta sauce now, bechamel, and beef and gravy. We'll start off with the basic bechamel first. I'm gonna do the beef and gravy over here. Or beef and gravy, pork and gravy. I'm tempted to use, well, I'm tempted to use beef bouillon for my gravy base. I could pull out a pack of pork stock. I'll be using the fresh mozzarella later, but I want any liquid that was packed with the fresh mozzarella to get thrown into the bechamel. The people behind the Twitch creator clubs are doing a meetup like blocks away from TwitchCon. I'm like, why are you like, is this restaurant sponsoring this or something? Like, why are you having us all go like blocks away to random Joe Schmo restaurant? I mean, I'm not going anyways, but I find it a little silly. Like, someone's earning some bonus points or something, their dining club. It was sort of like this other recent event that they had with the Creator Club, where they had, like, everyone sign up for this one special meetup get-together event. Basically, no one showed up anyways. But, like, this was an event that you could have handled in the Discord meeting room. Like, there was nothing special about this. Like, they just did this to do some buddy-buddy, hey, let's get everyone to sign up for this site. Without naming the company, it's also a company that this event is, that the Creator Club is holding at TwitchCon, is also at a company that does not have the greatest name in Sonoma County, and I don't really want to support. Like, the last time I was in one of their businesses, I've described this before, the waiter there was like a teenager that was essentially reading directly off of a tablet and had to get permission to get a change on a salad dressing change. My dislike of the company goes much further than just that experience, though. Yeah, and so I almost feel like I'm sort of like expected to show up at this. I don't know. I'm not going anyways, like I said. We'll add in flour for our roux. And we'll start adding in dairy, starting with the last of the half and half I've got in the house of the old batch of half and half. We're gonna alternate with water if I can find one of you. Save you for beef. Switch over to whisk. The real bummer about the last TwitchCon, overall I enjoyed the last TwitchCon, but last year, the bummer about last year's was mostly the restaurants. The restaurants all close to the event, at least the ones that were all there a part of the party, which is the main strip with the gas lamp there. All of them had like limited menus that were not very exciting, were overpriced, and I don't think I would probably stay there again if I did. Like, the party they threw was sort of cool. Twitch with all the different businesses on the square, or it's not a square, but in the district. That took a lot of coordination between a lot of people. But the rest of the time, they were all just these small, limited menus that... Here's our heavy hitters. Here's our best profit makers. Touch more water there. The heat's off on that. We'll let that sit for a little bit. Start heating a pan up across the way. unless you have like hookups and parties for the entire event going through, like you can hit it up in one day, no problem. TwitchCon. It's when you want to hit this guy and this, that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. What did I do with you, pork? Oh, you're on the counter. I pulled you out so you're a little bit warmer. Let's start searing our pork. Low flame back under the bechamel now that it's cooled down a little bit. And a bit more water until that thins out until it's just barely a sauce. Let's see, we got that covered. Looking good on YouTube and Twitch. Okay. Okay. How'd our alerts look today? Nice. Gonna throw the pork into the smaller cast iron while we build our gravy in the main pan. We'll add it back in to finish. What do we got? Yeah, let's go with use up the beef bouillon. I got so much beef bouillon in this house. I bought a bunch of packs of it when I was visiting family earlier this year, and it was not the best plan. I'm not necessarily regretting it, but it wasn't the best plan. So we'll put that big chunk of bouillon in the pan with the butter and hopes that that'll melt down a little bit. I don't really have a great tool for crushing it up. You just need it to sort of melt in there. Alright, flame back on over there. We'll go with our flour for a brew. Hey, Zeeks. We'll start adding water to our gravy now. Hey, Sphinx. Have a good day at work. Switching up, going for the metal list to get that off of there. And turn the heat down low. Got all that goodness up off of the bottom of the pan using metal whisk. We'll let those sit. Need to start prepping for our pasta itself. That means we need pasta pot. go ahead and add the pork and back with the gravy. It's just going to sit there and simmer the rest of this time. I'm not really planning to give it a ton more heat. Do need to cook the what little flour flavor is left in there out. It's already gotten a little bit of a cook. Hi, Nan Reader. It's hot in here. That's what I also need to get going. We have basil, don't we? I think that'll be easy enough to pick as I need it. That's a good one, dad joke. That's a decent one. Other than people disagree with that term for short people. I don't know what the proper term is, I'm sorry. I mean no disrespect to the height disabled. Sometimes I wish I wasn't so height enabled. Now we play the wait for the water to boil game. So we got our tomato layer, we got our cheese layer, we got our bechamel and beef layer. There has to be a proper, approved term. Like, there has to be some way of describing people. See what we got going on in the world today. I still haven't updated the bot to give me more recent news articles. Hey M1, how you been? I'm doing okay. I'm still here. I'm still making streams. That's not a surprise. Sort of sad that sort of business is gone, but Sherry's if you're unfamiliar with Sherry's, at least out here in the West Coast, they're one of those pie sit-down restaurants where they get you to come in for dinner, but they try and get you to buy a pie to take home, or You know, they get the giant pie counters. You come in, it's like Cheesecake Factory, but for pies. Unfortunately, they're going under. But like all of the sort of mom and pop diner type places, at least anywhere there's high population, seems to be dying out. More rural areas, the mom and pops seem to still be surviving, but that's because they're working off. They have an established clientele, and the local place didn't, you know, local chain restaurant didn't knock them out of business yet. Like, I keep eyeballing places. Like I say, I keep, you know, look at potential. I keep my eye out there for potential businesses and stuff like that. That would be, you know, just winner of a deal type things. And I don't really see those, but I also, that means I'm also seeing some of what's going on like that. Like one of the more recent ones was I found a place that was a home and a full-fledged bar and restaurant all together. Equipment, everything, bar still stocked. There would have obviously had to have been prices for changing over the name and stuff like that, but at the same time I sat there and I looked at it, and it's a beautiful part of the world. I would love to, wouldn't mind living there. I'm not gonna find employees to work there. I'm gonna have to, like, the only way I was sitting there thinking through, and as I got deeper and deeper into it, I was like, well, maybe I can run a monthly special every month and have that special thing be my pay. Like that's gonna go off every month, month after month after. No. There's no good options out there. So if you didn't hear for the beginning when I was saying how I'm planning on doing this, I'm going to be putting the pasta into the pasta pot in layers and then building the layers as it comes out of the pasta pot. We're only going to be doing 2 of these at a time, 5 minutes apart, so we're going to be taking a minute to build the lasagna before it goes in the oven. But we have lasagna noodles that we're boiling water for. That's our current hang up, because we're waiting on this to boil. So quit staring at it. We've got our sun-dried tomato mixture. We've got mozzarella for with the tomato. We got a bechamel. We have a ground pork with a beef gravy. And we got a pile of basil and a whole bunch of ricotta. I broke down a half pig earlier this year. I have a whole bunch of beef or ground pork in the freezer. I'm trying to go through that. The bags that I used for that were not the best for storing it. Why not? There's all sorts of lasagnas out there in the world. Someone was talking about chicken one not too long ago. And, what was the one that, Soph said earlier? Butter chicken lasagna sounds delicious. But I've made other chicken lasagnas too. I've done like a autumn lasagna with layers of sweet potato. Now see, the problem is I said sweet potato when I said autumn. I should have said pumpkin. But then again, it's pumpkin spice people are after, not pumpkin, isn't it? They want the feeling of eating pumpkin pie without the pumpkin pie. Why you no boil? But yeah, going back to Sherry's, I thought it was going to be a different pie chain when it was hooking that a local pie chain was dying. I'm shocked that what is it, Big Bear Diner? There's a California diner named after a bear of some form. They're all over the place up here. I'm surprised they're not doing horrible. Chipotle is doing drone deliveries in Texas. Nice, Marine Wife. Welcome in. M1? Certainly, but the only real submission way that I currently have to make requests would be to either win the Food Photos Discord monthly competition, the person with the most liked and most photos, up to 10 in the photo area, wins a themed dinner. You can do it for the best clip of the month. Or you can do it by spending a whole bunch of sprinkles. If you have more than 7,500 sprinkles, which takes on average more than 6 months of viewing, you can submit a weekly theme. The easiest one of those would be the clips, because there's not a whole lot of competition this month. Sorry, JK. looking over what else is going on here in news while we're waiting on that water to boil. Wow, they really want me to see this one. Let's see what this one is. I don't know if I even want to give. Nope, that wasn't worth my time. Sad. Clickbait. Are you joshing me, M1? Let's see here. What else we got to do with tonight? Like, we're gonna have to bake this too. You have a little mini pressure cooker, Zeeks? I don't have one, and I haven't tried this, but from my understanding, you can make risotto in a pressure cooker super easy. Versus the sit there and stir forever like I am with this. I don't know. I have a feeling, I actually honestly feel that like a good portion of my viewership enjoys watching cooking, may enjoy food, doesn't necessarily enjoy doing, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I get the impression they more enjoy watching it than doing it. I try. I try and make it fun. I try and make life fun. I may be a bit of a grump myself, but it doesn't mean that I don't try and make life fun. Alright, we're close enough there that I'm going to start in with our first 3 pieces. Awesome, M1. Thanks for stopping in. I guess we can start by throwing some tomato down on the bottom of this pan for when these first 3 come out. Really? That's actually working tonight? I don't know if I believe that. It's telling me the same thing it always tells me. So some of this stuff's getting through, some of it isn't. We're starting to get there with the bubbling. Starting to get some decent bubbles. I think I'm going to leave the lid on for these second 2, but we'll probably take it off and leave it off after we start taking the first ones out. Normally this layer is also going to get the sliced mozzarella with the tomato, but not on the bottom. Hi Alex, welcome in. Ooh, hi there. I guess we are boiling now. For those just joining in, hello, welcome back. We're working on lasagna tonight. I've got a lovely sun-dried tomato and heirloom tomato and leftover tomato sauce. Why is the name of tomato sauce escaping me? I don't know. Marinara. Leftover marinara. But primarily sun-dried tomato. There's some red onion in there. We're going to pour heavy with everything tonight. The pasta might be on the lighter end for some lasagnas. I've done the million layer, thin layer, all sorts of things in their lasagna before too. I want the ooze photo though. That's what the ooze and the stringy and the I want that photo. We're going in for our first batch of ads here, but I'm pulling in our first 3 pieces of pasta. Just slightly under. Because they're going to have to get cooked in the oven too. That's what I should be doing. Spatula was not what I should have grabbed here. Teaspoon was what I should have grabbed. So I can just do. No, I was saying earlier that I'll often use cottage cheese, and I actually often prefer it to ricotta. But I bought ricotta today. It wasn't outrageous, especially compared. Alright, we'll go in with our next layer of pasta now. Start preheating the oven for putting the pasta in there. I forgot to throw pasta in there. I wish I could, Alex. I really wish I could. Like, that's also going... Like, I was talking before about looking at sweetheart deal places that I could, like... I would love to work my stream into something and be able to send out stuff. It just doesn't make sense. Logistically, financially, potentially, like... That's even thinking of things like here in California, you can legally run a restaurant out of your home, and there's strict rules in separating the home from the kitchen and all that. But you know, there's possible dinner parties, things like that have not escaped my mind. I certainly do not have the room for it here, but like I see what David Chang's doing. Why won't you separate for me? No! Now for a fun layer. Now for a glue layer. Oh, come on, you have to be sliced. Gaia. Alright. Touch more tomato over the top. Because we got it to spare, I think. Next layer of pasta. Last of the pasta going in. course, the benefit to cottage cheese over ricotta is leftover cottage cheese I'd just eat. This leftover ricotta I gotta, like, find a use for. Which is not impossible with ingredient challenges and everything in my life. But that, and I haven't filled out my calendar properly in a while. That is leaves of basil. I don't know what is that, what's left of my last batch here. We'll go with it as is. Forget factor in them. They should do, you know... Actually, I know that other companies have been looking at Twitch for that in the past, without being able to say, but major companies, or at least people working for them, I don't know what that camera was doing, deciding it was gonna go off and look at my... We're gonna wrap up our bechamel and beef on this layer. Well, both Factor and Hello Chef basically they spam Stream Elements and these other ones with these deals that are not very good for streamers. Like, you have to be a super huge streamer to make it work, and even then, the setup, it's not going to work repeatedly unless you have an audience that's constantly turning over. Like, it's one of those deals where they, like, you can earn $3,000 doing this if you get everyone that's ever seen your stream ever to sign up. I mean, if you're in the thousands of viewers, it probably makes sense. But, I mean... yeah. And we're going to put the last of the pork on there. The YouTube deals are a bit different from the Twitch ones. Like, there's a whole bunch of Twitch ones that are, like, they promise you the moon, but you look in the details and what you have to accomplish and how much money you're making them for how much money they're giving you, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Like, those deals are just straight up, like, on, like, Stream Elements. I think Twitch even has them now, where, you know, it's just like this bulletin board of different deals that you can add to your stream, which is great if they're good deals, but none of them are good deals. And they have most certainly cried wolf enough trying to get me to look that I just ignore them now. Like, if they had an amazing deal, I wouldn't see it. Alright, last layer of pasta. I sort of feel that way about Cometeer too. Cometeer is probably a great way to try a whole bunch of different coffees. They're not going to sell it to you that way, but it would be a great way to do that. Otherwise, they're essentially pod coffee minus the machine. I imagine it does, Alex. Fresh baked bread, always tasting great. Alright, what else do we have to throw left on this? I could do more ricotta, but We got all of our pork on there. We got all of our bechamel on there. Alright, let's cap it off with the last of our tomato sauce, too. Trying to be saucy. Trying to be saucy, chat. Trying to be saucy without being labeled a terrorist. Just different machine. Yeah, you have to have a freezer. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. I can't imagine them making that work big time with everyone having to have a freezer. Like, there's too many people in, like, New York apartments that did not have freezer space for things like that. Or London apartments. And what are we going to top this with? Let's see if this is enough. I'm sure they would love subscribers of any type. That's been a major thing with food over the years. Wall Street wants to make everything subscriber based. And it just doesn't work well with food. If you care what you're putting in your mouth, four more bags? I do have another bag. I was mildly tempted. Yep. Please like and subscribe. It's not just that, though, like, but you look at the things that have just absolutely flopped in the food world, and a lot of them are exactly that. They're Wall Street trying to turn something into a subscription. Like, anyone remember that business that was going to send you weekly packets for fresh pressed, cold pressed juice in your house? And literally all it was a machine that was just pushing the guts of a packet out into your juice container. They've been trying to do it with exercise too. You look at either fitness clubs or Peloton. Like, Peloton has been all the rage of news shows for like the last, like, I don't know, you could listen to a morning business channel for the last decade and not hear the word Peloton. They love talking about Peloton. Yep. I hear venture capital, and I sort of think of the Sopranos episodes where they're busting out the sports store. Like, they wiggle themselves in there with lawyers, take over businesses, and just strip them away for parts. It's just like another layer of owning a business and being lucky that you avoided them to be, you know, your own publicly traded company. Yeah, Alex, yeah. That's exactly their model, too. Okay. This is gonna go in the oven. And I'm gonna clean up while this is in the oven. Oops, that was the wrong button. There we go. But you gotta pay for the $100 bike. At least they're now getting to the point where they're easing up on the legality of getting out of subscriptions. Some subscriptions are just like, you're in for life no matter what. Speaking of other subscriptions, I feel very sorry for anyone that won the Publishers House Clearing, whatever, sweepstakes, and took the payments. Has anyone else heard about them? This was a while ago now, but I was just reminded of it. Like, you win the lottery, you win, like, the Publishers Clearing. The smart plan was the payments, because you get so much more money rather than getting this lump sum at the beginning. But they went bankrupt. And so all of the people that took the payment plan that was a smarter plan to get more money over time are not getting the money. And then the ones who called J.G. Wentworth went out and got a loan against it, and now they've got a loan they gotta pay back and they're not getting the money. Though at the same time, that's absolutely what I would do, Alex. You know, if I won, I don't play the lottery or anything, but I win the lottery, I'm taking the payments and I'm getting the loan. Not for the whole thing. That would be sort of silly. But enough that, you know, I get that initial, you know, I'm living the good life bump. And then just keep the payments. Sort of a thing. Say I win 100 million. I'm taking that loan out for 20. I didn't really set a timer for putting it in there. The pasta's most of the way done. Everything else is basically cooked through. It's just basically we want everything to be warm together so it's all oozy and delicious. Yep, Alex. But that's also for the biggest one that had the worst odds and... I'm gonna grab my water glass. Let's see, what else happened here? How did Blue Skies alert go out? Doing good there. Still haven't figured out the API for Meta. I haven't touched it since I last talked about it, actually. But one of these days we'll have alerts on Threads. Or Instagram, or I don't know, one of them. That's another one. Like, I was complaining before about... I sort of know the answer to this one, but... It's Meta. Why do you need Facebook, Instagram, and Threads? And WhatsApp? Like... I said, the part that I was saying I get is, you know, Facebook got a bad name at one point, and so everyone sort of moved to Instagram. So I understand the whole moving from one to the other with the generational shift. But just get rid of the old one. Why do we still have Facebook? Speaking on them further, I'm actually intrigued by their glasses and wristband thing. Like, they had what sounds like a horrible, like, demo on the... Sounded like they had a horrible demo. And I didn't see the full video. But the reviews of it are sounding much better. The people that actually test this stuff all the time and are working with it. Like, it sounds like they're not doing a horrible job with this one. Like, Oculus was a little bit of a joke. And I don't know if we're there with the tech. Like, the glasses look rather clunky. I mean, Ray-Bans have never been thin and you know, wire metal, but they're looking pretty chunky. And that's really the holdup there. Like, we're eventually going to get there. Whether it's contacts or glasses on the eyes, and some sort of either around the ring or around the wrist control. It sounds like they have the hand controls much better than the Apple days of, with, you know, no one else seeing what you're seeing. I mean, they've been promising all of this stuff for ages, and it's entirely just when someone gets the tech right, you know, but, like, I remember I went to, Comdex ages ago, like, 25, 30 years ago. And sat there and watched Bill Gates talk about a folding tablet. And we're just now getting to the point where we have foldable phones that are working. Like, they're still sort of, you know, like, there's still people talking about they don't last very long and stuff like that, but just now getting there to where, like, the iPhone was not an amazing new creation. Like, this is something they've been talking about, you know, like when their phones were like this, you know, were a brick that you're carried around. It's sort of like I complain about with food, how, you know, someone gets a name about a product. They really had so little to do with that actual product. Like, who actually created the iPhone? Was it Steve Jobs? Was it Johnny Ives? Or was it 1,000 other people? More than 1,000 other people. Alright, I'm going to let this lasagna cook another 20 minutes here. I think I'm going to take a little AFK while that does. Rather than sitting here and complaining about the world and talking doom and gloom and how corporate America is destroying everything good in the world. I'll do some old school commercials and I will see all your lovely faces back here in, say, 15 minutes. You love gloom and doom? What's your gloom and doom of choice? I can doom and gloom some more if chat's into it. There's plenty in the world to doom and gloom about these days. Alright, well, I'll save my doom and gloom for when we bring the lasagna out here. And yeah, I'll see you all in about 15 minutes.
Right, alone, the San Francisco treat. Right, alone, everybody's got the beat. Started out where cable cars play this song.
Now tried at home before very long.
Right, alone, the San Francisco treat.
From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes.
Right, alone, the San Francisco treat.
It's the newest, most exciting sound in town. It's a General Electric blender that's going around. Completely new from base to lid. Take it apart, see what they did. The non-skid base is the lowest you'll ever see.
The decanter has a 36-ounce blending capacity.
The non-spill lid is really smart. For blending convenience, it comes apart. Add additional ingredients, if you will. Look, no splash, see no spill. Put them all together and you know it's true. The General Electric blender is best for you. If you want to know another reason why,
It's only 10 1/2 inches high.
stores easily on the counter or on a shelf. There's 1,000 things you can make yourself.
Make party spreads.
Great cabbage heads. Blend the meatloaf for a family of 8. Make ice-cold drinks you'll appreciate. Now's the time for you to buy the General Electric blender.
Did he say only 10 1/2 inches high?
Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread gives you 7 ounces of non-fat milk solids in every loaf, the equal of 90 quarts a year if you serve it regularly. Every sandwich you make, every snack, gives you extra milk. For wonderful flavor combined with sound food values, serve Schmidt's Blue Ribbon Bread in the pantry pack.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
Yes, always look for this Bird's Eye Bird, your guarantee of top quality frozen food. And your big Bird's Eye buy this week is Bird's Eye Orange Juice. Easy, you can serve it in a minute. Thrifty, it will save you money. Orchard fresh and delicious.
Better buy Bird's Eye. Better buy Bird's Eye.
And now, from the popular comic strip Peanuts, here are Charlie Brown and his friend.
Why, thank you, Charlie Brown. Thank you, Charlie Brown. What's the occasion? Has Charlie Brown had another baby sister? No. Ford has new economy twins. So he's passing out chocolate cigars to everyone. Everyone? Yes, everyone.
You bet your boots, everyone. 'Cause it's just like they said. We've got something big to celebrate. And here it is, Ford's Economy Twins for 1960. The economy choice of a lifetime. Oh, I'll bet you've never seen a prettier twosome than this. There's the new size Ford, the Falcon. And next to it, the large economy size Ford, the Fairlane 500. You know, the 60 Fords were featured in the recent issue of Vogue magazine. And when you run your eyes over the elegant good looks of this Fairlane 500, it's sure easy to see why Vogue says Ford means a fashion success. And all this all-new beauty is yours for an all-new price. That's right. This roomier, more luxurious Fairlane 500 is actually priced a whopping $142 less than last year. And as for this pretty Falcon over here, well, just wait till you check its price sticker. It's America's lowest priced 6-passenger car. In fact, it's priced up to $124 less than the other compact cars. Look 'em over in your Ford dealer showroom. 2 new Fords, 2 wonderful new ways to go the finest. Ford's Economy Twins for 1960.
When you have a Labatt's, you have an adventure. Canadian Light, that's Labatt's. It's a great new taste in beer. Enjoy import quality at USA prices. Have an adventure. Have a Labatt's.
Now, a new creation from Seal Test. Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions. Handy envelopes bring you brand new convenience and ease. Zip, it's open, quick and neat. Just the amount you need, the easy way to serve cottage cheese. The rest stays moist and creamy. Ready for next time.
Are they handy? Cottage cheese in ready-to-serve portions.
So easy to use, quick, and no bother at all.
The rest stays really fresh, moist, and creamy.
Yes, serving cottage cheese was never as easy as this. Seal Test's new square package with handy, ready-to-serve portions. Zip, it's open. Simple as can be. The rest stays moist and creamy fresh. You'll love Seal Test cottage cheese in new, ready-to-serve portions. Get some soon.
Wow.
Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
You are now looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. You think that'll do it? That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts. And they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Univac, the giant electronic brain made only by Remington Rand, takes business statistics from magnetic tape, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, processing them through its electronic circuits at phenomenal speeds. Univac can compute payrolls electronically, then produce printed checks in a flash. Over 8,000 checks an hour with this high-speed printer. Univac leads the field of electronic computing.
Hey, kids, look what's new. A brand new cereal just for you. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package. See? Inside, delicious, crispy, crinkly stars. And outside, a real storybook. All about Twinkles, the magic elephant. See him fly with his rotor tail. Watch him do tricks with his magic trunk. Meet Twinkle's friends, Fulton the inventor, Sanford the parrot, Wilbur the monkey, and more. Read all about their adventures on every storybook package of Twinkles. And wait till you taste those golden little stars, filled with the goodness of energy oats and corn. Remember, only Twinkles has the storybook package. Just tear the magic line and your storybook opens. Twinkles, the new star-shaped cereal in the storybook package.
What are you doing here? You ought to be outside with the rest of the kids.
This is where Thanksgiving really begins, isn't it, Edgar?
Well, now, if you're referring to the aroma of roast turkey, I concur.
No, Ray, I was talking about the kitchen. It looks like a real center of hospitality.
Did you say hospitality?
Uh-huh.
That's one thing we're always prepared for around here. Help yourself.
Wouldn't this be a good time for you and your guests to have Coca-Cola, too?
Yes, and Coca-Cola is so delicious, so refreshing, so tempting to any guest when you bring out those familiar bottles with tiny beads of moisture running down their frosty sides, assuring you that the Coke inside is really ice cold. And the good, the gracious, the friendly homes of America are always prepared for hospitality, not only on Thanksgiving Day, but every day all the year around, no matter who comes to call or who happens to drop in. And one of the easiest, simplest, and surest ways in the world to be prepared for hospitality is to have plenty of Coca-Cola in your refrigerator, ice cold and ready to serve all the time. It's a wonderful way to say to folks, so glad you came. Welcome anytime.
Alexis Lachine wines are full of flavor. Alexis Lachine wines are dry. Alexis Lachine wines are mellow. Drink an Alexis Lachine wine with any kind of food. Or anytime you feel like relaxing with a drink. Alexis Lachine, fine French wines.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee, make it often, make it right.
To brighten any moment.
Make it coffee.
To enjoy that fresh aroma.
Make it often.
Make it up fresh each time in a clean container. And for full flavor,
make it right.
And here's how. For each cup of fresh drawn water, use one approved measure of your favorite coffee. That's all, one approved measure per cup.
Satisfying cups of pleasure. A coffee break makes the moment bright, fresh aroma, friendly flavor. Make it coffee. Make it often. Make it right.
3, 2, 1, blast off. She's up. Come in ideal countdown control. Ready for second launching.
Atlas moving into position.
Fuel her up.
All set.
Count down.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! There she goes!
Yes, you can be in command of your own ideal countdown. It's a real electronic missile base. You sit at the controls and move missiles into place. You count down. You blast off. You track the flight. The ideal countdown comes complete with moon missile and lunar probe, as well as a giant atlas. Get your electronic ideal countdown now, wherever good toys are sold.
It's a wonderful toy. It's ideal.
Next week, George and Gracie will be brought to you by Carnation.
Hiya, happy boy. Wish you'd been with me today. We saw a great dog show, some beautiful dogs. There was the handsomest poodle, a real beauty, an international champion. His owner gave me some good advice.
There are many dog foods on the market, but the Carnation Company makes the best. It's called Friskies, and it's quality all the way through.
You should have seen the champion collie. He won everything in sight. The handler told me.
A very important part of this champion's diet is meat. That's why we feed him Friskies. The principal ingredient is lean red horse meat, the best you can buy.
So happy, you're getting real quality, and you're going to get your Friskies right now.
Friskies is...
Welcome back. So we still got a couple more minutes on this lasagna probably. Let me take a quick glance here. See what the top's looking like. Oh yeah, that definitely needs a while longer. Yeah. I think we're gonna bump that oven up to 425. Give ourselves an extra couple more minutes there. Cool. So we got an extra couple more minutes. Absolutely nothing's working right with the bot tonight. The things that I want to be working are, and the other ones aren't. Like, it's counting notes. It's having issues with the database tonight. Let's see what else we got going on here. Coming up soon. Doing dinner tomorrow night. Here on stream. As if I won't have lasagna left over after this, but I've already got the goods for that. I'm gonna be doing a squash and garlic soup. We're using pork. I got pork to use, so pork chop with smooth mash. I've got fingerlings that I'm gonna peel. We're gonna peel our mashed potatoes, do some smooth mash. Yeah. So getting our veggies in the soup. And we got a tie going for the ingredient challenge this week. Seems like folks out there are equally interested in me having to cook with Spam as they are with me having to cook with everything bagels. They need more everything bagel gifts. But we are 5 verse 5. Got the idea of maybe doing a salad, and I thought, nah, I don't really want to use those greens, or they weren't bad for sandwiches, and I used most of them up at this point. What have we got in, if we want to talk Rants, what do we got going on in Ooh. Chicken out live stream fails. Streamer gets scammed out of their cancer treatment funds worth approximately $30,000 after downloading a Steam game with malware. Oof. We are muted here, aren't we? Don't necessarily want that anything that's going on here. Look, lots of Destiny, and don't really care about his politics. Like, I was sort of okay with Hassan until he went off the deep end with Palestine. I'm not saying I approve of what's going on there, or either way. I'm not really trying to put respect on it. I'm saying that he went off the deep end. You still can, Gaia, if you're in the Discord. The Discord is running until, I'm going to turn it off during tomorrow's stream. So we still got one more day for voting on the ingredient challenge. And you're welcome to make your own suggestions. We're getting sort of light in the number of suggestions in the other channel here. Go back to the Discord here. Ingredient suggestions. Done all sorts of things in that list. If there's, is it here? Previous. If you want to see all of the different ingredients that I have done in my challenge over the years, it's those. I mean, this is from January of this year. Previous winning ingredients as of January 2023. So there's been a couple of years since then. And then alphabetically. Ooh, we got a bagel vote during the stream. I guess I could point this out too in the Discord. We now have SprinkleBot putting out regular polls once every 3 days for people in chat. So I voted for Glass Jar, but you can vote for whichever you feel. I also explained my vote further down. Oh, I'm sure you have. You made dough? But even a fair number of pickles and stuff like that are, you know, they're relatively live and ongoing things. Sauerkraut. A little dark on top, but that's still looking yummy. It's not too dark. I would hope so. I'm going to. I'm going to give it a moment there to sort of carry over cook. Going back to the Discord poll, I'll sort of summarize what I wrote below. I don't know if there's a huge difference between them. They're all relatively food-safe containers, so regardless, I mean, the glass jar and the fruit grade plastic have the advantage of most likely being clear. I'm gonna let some air in the house. But stainless and a crock have no problem. A lot of people love ceramics when it comes to ferments and stuff like that, but they're not talking a glazed ceramic when they're doing that, which a ceramic crock, I think, as something is glazed. There are unglazed pottery out there that you can use for food and stuff like that, but they make a good home for beneficial bacteria and stuff, but they also make a good home for unhelpful. So as soon as you have a bad situation in one of those, it's sort of like you got to get rid of it and move on, because you're not going to be able to keep doing that. They learned that same thing about mushrooms. They stopped doing mushrooms in, like, you think about mushrooms and mushroom growth, and you sort of think of caves, or at least I do, when it comes to that. And they don't really do it in caves anymore, because as soon as you get a bad infection in a cave, the whole cave is basically unusable again. They use a lot of other systems nowadays instead. Basically use a tear-downable shed, and, you know, if there's something, tear it down and rebuild it cheap. Start in on breaking into this lasagna. first slice never comes out nice. Am I going to get the first one out here cleanly? That worked pretty well. It's sliding, but yeah. Get some photos. I'm happy with that. I'm gonna enjoy that. get rid of the spinning counter before I try and bite into this thing. Like, if I bite it here, spinning. Do I bite it here? That's where I'm going to leave things for tonight. As mentioned earlier, going to be back here tomorrow night. Going to be doing soup, going to be doing pork chop, going to be doing mash. Maybe some other things. I think I'm going to leave it right there. I hope to see you all back here tomorrow night for soup and pork chops. Have a great night, everyone. I hope you had a great finish to your weekend. I wish you the best to the start of your new week. Good night.